right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Tonight, a wall of heroes.
The cost of freedom is high.
The moving memorial honoring our fallen soldiers.
That fall feel, it's definitely in the air. When another batch of even cooler air is set to move into the bi-state region.
Our top story, the tragic death of a 4-year-old girl shot by a sibling.
There's no reason for this to occur.
The new call for parents who stock up to lock up. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush. Kelly Jackson has the night off. Tonight, St. Louis police are investigating the shooting that happened around midnight in the Baden neighborhood on Thrush Avenue. Investigators say 4 children were left at home with an easily accessible gun while their mom went to the store. 5 on your side's Annie Krall is live at police headquarters with more from police and gun safety advocates. Annie.
Mike, we still don't know the name of that 4-year-old girl who was shot, but we do know she was a twin. Police saying that the other children at home were 10 and 9 years old, and it was one of them at the house who pulled the trigger. A chilling scene overnight Monday in the 700 block of Thrush Avenue. Police responding to a call and finding a 4-year-old girl shot.
How heartbroken we are over this awful and avoidable tragedy.
One officer performed CPR in the backseat as another drove to the hospital, but she died shortly after arriving.
This is going to be one of those that I can assure you they will not forget this.
Mitch McCoy with St. Louis Metro Police said no adults were inside the home.
When the mom left to go to the store, there were 2 kids that ended up finding that firearm and accidentally pulling the trigger on it.
Shot by a sibling, one of the children called 911. When police arrived, the mom was still not back.
4-year-old girl is dead, and it was preventable if that firearm would have been locked up and stored away.
A volunteer with Lock It for Love, Karen Cloyd, said they've passed out almost 6,000 free gun locks over the years.
Well, even if you think you have it hidden somewhere where a child's not going to figure out what it is, where it is, there's always that chance that somebody's following you around and sees you where you hide something. So it has to be secured, needs to be in a locked case.
Back in January 2023, a similar tragic situation played out just 2 miles away on Thrush Avenue. A 3-year-old boy was shot and critically injured after being shot by a sibling. Precious Jones, founder of Breaking Generational Poverty, is fighting for more gun locks.
So in that area where mom lives, that is a high crime area. So it makes me wonder, why did mom have a gun? Did mom have a gun in the home because she was a single mom, so she felt she had to protect her children?
In partnership with Metro Police, locks are now available at Cardinal Glennon.
Especially in the younger age group where they can access firearms and maybe not realize that they are real weapons and the implications of playing with them.
Police say they're still investigating how long the mom was at the store for when her 4-year-old daughter was shot and if she left the kids at home before. They say they're also already talking to the circuit attorney's office about possible charges if needed. Reporting live at St. Louis Police Headquarters, Annie Krall, 5 on your side.
A funeral will be held Thursday for a Columbia High School sophomore who died in a car accident. Crawford Bryant was a passenger in a car when it crashed on Hanover Road in Monroe County on Sunday. 3 other students were hurt. Police still investigating the cause of the crash. The school superintendent tells us this is a tragic loss for the small community.
All the school districts around here have reached out and have sent us social workers or counselors to help us with our needs. And so today we ran through a schedule, but we had a bunch of counselors in the library being able to work with students that wanted to process through this tragedy.
Brian's funeral is Thursday morning at 10 at Order Park in Columbia. There will be no school that day, so students and staff can attend the funeral. Now to our weather impact forecast. A cool night across the St. Louis region. However, we're in for a Wednesday warm-up. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is tracking a brief return to the heat and humidity.
And we put that in parentheses, Mike. I don't know if you had a chance to get out, Mike, and see the sunset this evening. This was from Augusta. Jill shared this with us on the 5 on Your Side Weather Watchers Facebook group page tonight. I mean, we've had some really stunning sunrises and sunsets over the last 24 hours. Reason being is you had those high clouds streaming overhead from this moisture down to the south. Those high, thin clouds are starting to thin out quite a bit north and west of St. Louis. Already outlying areas in the coolest spots are around 60. Lambert's actually dropped to 69 degrees, which means tomorrow morning it will be another crisp start for us around St. Louis. Your weather headlines, it's another comfortable night for sure. Warmer Wednesday and Thursday, with Thursday being the hottest day of the week, and there is a very low rain chance for us on Friday. But heading out the door tomorrow morning, leaves already starting to fall off the trees, right around 60 in town, outlying areas in the 50s. So the kids, more likely than not, need a little light jacket as they head out the door to the bus stop tomorrow morning. We'll see you in a few minutes, Mike.
Right now, a man accused of recording at least 2 people in changing rooms at the St. Louis Galleria is out of jail. At least one of those victims is a minor. Police say Peter Christian Spezia faces 2 counts of invasion of privacy for videos he took in the changing room of the Urban Outfitters. Officers say he had more than 500 pictures of women in the changing rooms. Spezia bonded out of jail just hours ago. Tonight, the Osage Beach community honored the life of a fallen police officer. Officer Felicia Carson died while responding to a high-speed chase in Camden County. Community members gathered at the Osage Beach Police Department to pay their respects. She leaves behind a husband and 6 children. People in the community say it's going to be a long road to healing.
Moving forward, give them time, give the family space. They got a long road. This is not something that's going to be fixed overnight. It's going to take a while.
Carson's funeral visitation is scheduled for Thursday in Lake Ozark. A funeral procession will follow. The public is encouraged to line the streets. Governor Mike Parson commented on the loss today. In a statement on X, he said, quote, "Teresa and I lift up her family and the Osage Beach community in our prayers. Officer Carson will not be forgotten." Tonight, Ferguson police officer Travis Brown continues to recover from pneumonia. His family posted an update a few hours ago on his GoFundMe page. They say his lungs are their biggest concern, especially the right one. Officer Brown has been in a coma since suffering a brain injury on August 10th when a protester tackled him. His family is thanking everyone for their continued support. There are a couple of fundraisers this weekend for Officer Brown. Brown played football at Melville High School. The Football Alumni Association is hosting a fundraiser Friday night at the game against Northwest. They'll be selling shirts and collecting donations. Montre Cigar Lounge in Ferguson is hosting a fundraiser at noon on Sunday. New tonight, the mayor of St. Louis is taking us on an exclusive tour of an agency with a goal of significantly reducing crime in the region. Our Justina Cornell shows us how they plan to do it.
Mental health should be addressed just like your physical health.
That's why it's one component of an initiative called Save Lives Now. It's a regional approach aiming to reduce homicides and shootings by 20% over 3 years. The program will use 3 methods: focused deterrence, street outreach, and cognitive behavioral health.
To help people make different choices when they experience trauma or have been the victim of trauma.
The St. Louis organization Ignite Hope offers mental and behavioral health services, particularly after traumatic events.
To a myriad of different communities. They have a program specifically for LGBTQIA communities, for our seniors, for those who are experiencing trauma after suicide.
St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones sets her eyes on their work.
This space is beautiful. It's also calm, and it's representation, which is really important. A lot of times African Americans think seeking mental health services is taboo, and this space offers a healing environment.
And their office is in conversations with Ignite Hope to be another tool to tackle crime.
We're trying to build new muscles within our city services to connect people to the resources that they need to be well.
Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
The Save Lives Now initiative still has to do training and implementation to get going. The program could begin early next year. After shutting down a controversial road project, Arnold city officials are still facing a recall. Tonight, community members collected signatures. They also sold T-shirts and hats to raise awareness for the movement. The road project would have led multiple businesses to being shut down and forced several families to move.
I haven't met too many people that support the project. Most people that I've met agree that eminent domain, alleged illegal activity, danger in a road, it doesn't make any sense. So we've gotten a lot of support from the residents.
The group has collected 20% of the signatures they need for a recall. They'll be back out collecting on Thursday. The recount vote in the St. Louis City Sheriff's race is taking longer than expected. Voting officials originally told 5 on Your Side they'd have results by this afternoon. Tonight, they say they're only halfway through counting the 45,000 votes, and they won't have results until tomorrow. Alfred Montgomery beat Sheriff Vernon Betts by less than 1% of the vote in the August primary. New tonight at 10, the National Fallen Heroes Memorial Wall has made its way to O'Fallon, Missouri. It will be on display 24/7 for several days ahead of the 23rd anniversary of the September 11th attacks. 5 on Your Side's Laura Barczewski takes us to the 28-foot moving tribute honoring those who made the ultimate sacrifice.
7,118 U.S. military men and women who died while serving during the global war on terror are honored on this 28-foot traveling memorial.
Over 4 times that many veterans have taken their own life because of PTSD. If you think about the number of people that this touches, the family members that are lost, and then the veterans, we lose up to 22 veterans a day from suicide. The veterans need our help.
The dog tag wall made its way to the Mid-America Veterans Museum in O'Fallon for the first time in 2022 and makes its way back with 7 new names added to the list.
And then we lost 3 National Guardmen in Jordan just recently. So very quietly, almost under the radar, our troops are still out there at risk.
There are 50 gold stars on the wall here in O'Fallon, and each one represents the families of the fallen heroes and the sacrifice they made.
It just breaks your heart when you look at this wall of what people have done to create the freedoms that some of us take advantage of these days.
The wall will be on display for 132 hours straight for everyone to visit at any time.
There happens to be about 150, 160 Missourian men and women around here in Metro East Side. You got Jared Schmidt, who 3 years ago, just last August 26, was killed on a humanitarian mission at the Kabul airport.
Veterans built the memorial, and now Museum Director Nina D'Angelo and other volunteers like Jim Higgins will do their part watching over the wall while people pay their respects.
It's important to me because I'm a veteran myself, and so just getting the word out there to let people know we're here. We preserve and we tell stories of veterans.
If it wasn't for people like this that were willing to make the sacrifice, we may lose our freedoms.
Reporting in O'Fallon, Laura Barczewski, 5 on Your Side.
And there will be a special ceremony at the museum tomorrow at 7. All are welcome. The wall will come down on September 8th. A veteran's service dog goes AWOL.
I'm trying my best to keep on going.
The search now stretching months and the vow not to give up. Social Security scam.
Of course I panicked.
The warning signs you need to know to keep your identity safe.
Well, many of us are still quite dry, and the rain chances aren't promising. Tonight, we are tracking the one chance of rain we'll see over the next 7 days, and we're already looking ahead toward the upcoming weekend. Right now, a Navy veteran in Jefferson County is searching for his lost service dog. Timothy Fresta got his dog Jared in 2021 to help with his struggles with PTSD. Back in May, Fresta let Jared out to use the bathroom, and the dog ran away. Jared has been caught on trail cams as far away as 30 miles away. Fresta has used everything from trail dogs to drones to find his friend.
I'm trying my best to keep on going. I'm trying my best not to give up. There was times definitely where I was just like, I don't know if I can do this anymore, but he's still out there, and I'm thinking, if the roles were reversed, I'd want him to keep going.
Jared is named after fallen Wentzville Marine Jared Schmitz. Missouri lawmakers are receiving criticism for holding a special committee on illegal immigrant crimes. Local advocates showed up to the St. Louis Public Library to protest the committee's existence. Republicans say their only reason for holding the meeting is to examine crime. A county sheriff from Arizona testified on the impact illegal immigration has had on his state. A local demographer says St. Louis's immigrant population is actually shrinking.
I want them to stay. I want to see St. Louis succeed. I want to see Missouri succeed. But it's very difficult when language like this emerges in the public atmosphere and immigrants say, well, maybe this city is going to be better for my children.
The Arizona sheriff said most border-related arrests his department makes involve U.S. citizens. The hearing went on for more than 5 hours. A consumer alert tonight about a growing scam involving Social Security numbers. One Illinois woman almost fell victim after receiving a notice her number was being revoked. PJ Randawa shows you how to spot the warning signs.
We will suspend your Social Security number unless you contact us.
Joy's house almost couldn't believe what she was reading in an email she got the other day.
I got an email saying that my Social Security number had been used for drug trafficking, and it cited some other things for me, and of course I panicked.
The email included this attached letter that had the Social Security Administration seal and said her Social Security number was in danger of being revoked. It also said a legal complaint has been filed against you as of today because law enforcement agencies have uncovered 25 bank accounts opened with your Social Security number to perpetrate a $14 million fraud.
That panic that I felt, because we do live in this world where people steal your identity.
The letter only listed a phone number to appeal, supposedly for the Office of the Inspector General for the Social Security Administration. So Joyce called and says a receptionist transferred her to a man.
He asked me for the case number. He said, "Are you out in a public place?" And I said, "Yes." I said, "I'll have to call you back when I can get somewhere else."
When Joyce called the number back, the man answered. She got a funny feeling he wasn't legit and hung up the phone. When she looked at the email address used to send her that email, she found another red flag. It said ssau.s.gov before the actual email address, which was frfjamesroberts601@gmail.com.
So I'm hoping that if they reached out to anybody else, that they'll not fall for this.
NBC Responds reached out to the Social Security Administration. A representative sent us this statement. If a person receives a suspicious call or email that states there's a problem with their Social Security number or account, they should hang up and not respond to the email. And the Social Security Administration wants consumers to report scams on their website. Joy shared her story with NBC Responds because she wanted to warn others. And she's mad about scammers.
And the other thing I want to say to them is, you do this stuff, you set up these systems to trick people, you could be making $1 million instead of stealing from people.
To report this scam to the Social Security Administration, you can find the reports section on the agency's website at ssa.gov. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell rejoins us now with that weather impact forecast, and some of the pics you're getting on that Facebook page look gorgeous.
Yeah, they have been amazing the last couple of days. This was actually from sunrise this morning. So we saw a few minutes ago how the day ended. This is how it began down in southern Jefferson County. Look at the color in the sky from this morning. We had a repeat performance in the western sky tonight as the sun was setting, all courtesy of the high clouds across our region. They're off the tops of the showers and a few rumbles of thunder over Texas. That moisture is scooting by to our south, at least the rain producing moisture. But we have the high clouds that are streaking overhead, and they're starting to thin out a little bit. So there still should be some color for tomorrow morning sunrise, but overall the clouds tomorrow a lot less thick than what we saw today. Our next weather system's way out here. It's that energy that's coming over the Intermountain region. That's about 1,200 miles away. Going to take a couple of days to get here. So in the meantime, looks like tomorrow into Thursday, we have some really nice weather on the way. Already down to 69 in town. Some of our outlying areas starting to slide to around 59, 58 degrees in the very coolest of spots right now. Most of the metro in the mid to upper 60s, but Arnold's already down to 62. Edwardsville 63 right now. Millstadt 61, so is Washington, Missouri. Saw 61 out there in Chesterfield as well. It's cooling off pretty quickly, especially for the areas where you don't have that much in the way of the higher, thicker cloud cover. It's a little thicker south of St. Louis. 69 right now, dew point's 52. Another cool start tomorrow on the way for St. Louis. We were up to 78 this afternoon. So tomorrow morning, 50s, outlying areas, around 60 in town. Areas south and southeast of St. Louis where the clouds are a little longer lingering, if you will. It will be slightly milder tomorrow morning, but we'll all need a little light jacket out the door. And then we're back around 80 by lunchtime and into the 80s tomorrow afternoon. So what's the weather impact for the next few days? Well, the cold front arrives on Friday, bringing with it this limited rain chance. So any rain looks really scattered, amounts very light, and then it is cooler over the weekend. Here it is, Friday morning. That front will be moving through 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. We're not going to see much rain out of this. very limited in terms of rainfall. And if it does rain at your house, odds are there won't be much of it. We look into the weekend. Your weekend looks fantastic. Mid-70s for highs. Cool mornings. Some of us will be in the upper 40s, maybe even some mid-40s in some of the coolest spots for lows this weekend. 88 degrees Wednesday afternoon, 90 on Thursday. Then we'll start to cool it off on Friday. Now, recreationally speaking, this is fabulous weather going into the weekend with this cool, comfortable air mass in place. But we also, in many cases, are really dry, and we could use some rain. That doesn't look to be an option the next 7 to 10 days, or if it is an option at your house, it'll be a very small amount in a very short time.
Lots of sunshine in the forecast.
Yes.
Scott, thanks. Frank is next with sports.
Mike, the Blues lost a player, the Cardinals won a game, and Mizzou pulling a George Jefferson and moving on up. We'll be right back.
This 5 on Your Side Sports Report is sponsored by Telly Tire and Auto Centers, driving your way since 1942.
The last time both Ali Marmol and Daniel Descalso got ejected, the Cardinals became the best team in baseball for about 5 weeks. Well, it happened again tonight. I don't know how many games Paul Goldschmidt has left in a Cardinal uniform. I do know he's on fire. 3 more hits tonight, including that homer. He now has 17 hits in 8 games. Let's move to the 11th. Willie Adames with a shot to center. Michael Ciani makes a great play, but the ball will pop out. Blake Perkins scores. We're tied at 4, but in the 12th, Ciani had the big 2-run single, and the Cardinals win a thriller 7-4. It's not a shock, but it is official. Torrey Krug is out for the season. He will undergo season-ending ankle surgery. Krug is 33 years old, and last year had 39 points in 77 games. The Blues thought this could be happening, so they signed defensemen Ryan Suter and Philip Broberg. Mizzou is preparing for Buffalo on Saturday. They moved up to 9th in the AP Top 25. Do you know they finished the Murray State game with 10 of the 11 players on the field being freshmen? Got to develop that total roster, right, Coach?
You know, as these games get going, weeks 7 through 12, it's about the competitive depth that you have in order to win, and that competitive depth may show up on special teams units. It may show up on third down, packages. It may show up on first and second down.
The Ascension Charity Classic is coming Friday to Norwood Hills Country Club. 78 of the best golfers in the world on display. And boy, did I have some fun as a caddy last year. Oh! Go in. Oh my God! Yeah! Ah, he went! Yes! Get over here! Oh my gosh! It went in!
You're the best caddy ever.
92 yards! That's what you call a caddy. I quit Channel 5 for a day to caddy for golfer Paul Stankowski, and that was a true moment of greatness. We caught up with my guy Paul today in a practice round on the 18th hole. He missed that putt, probably because I didn't read the green for him this time. And I asked Paul if he misses not having me on the bag this year.
No. Yes. Yeah, I'd love to have you back on the bag. Come on. That was a lot of fun. Of all the days I think I've ever played, that was one of them there with you. That was good.
Finally tonight, we lost a St. Louis treasure a few weeks back. Ray Barrett was a giant in the business industry, founding Landshire and Biomedical. But it's what he did in his 80s which piqued my interest. Ray invented a golf ball. It's called the triple track ball. 3 lines. They put a laser in the ball which aligns the eye with the target. UMSL's optometry school assisted. Hall of Fame golfer Jim Holtgreave contacted Callaway, who bought into the idea. Phil Mickelson won using the ball at Pebble Beach. And Ray told me after that win,
I think he would never be there without my ball.
the sales of the triple track golf ball have been enormous worldwide for Callaway. Ray passed away at age 91. He leaves behind 4 kids, 17 grandkids, and 19 great-grandkids, and a legacy of energy and a passion for life. He taught me you're never too old to pursue a dream. We will miss you, Ray. And that's Frankly Speaking for tonight. We'll be right back.
So Barnhart, Missouri is getting its own McDonald's in October. The franchise owner hasn't set an exact date for the grand opening. However, he did say once it opens, they're going to have 2 months worth of deals. And they're also going to have some free events like a petting zoo, face painting, and balloon art making. The U.S. Open is set to make more than $10 million from selling just one signature cocktail. The Honey Deuce is a mix of Grey Goose vodka, lemonade, and raspberry liqueur. It sells for $23 at the tennis tournament. It also comes in a commemorative plastic cup. And there you have it. 5 on your side at 10. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next. Don't forget to start your day with Today in St. Louis. That begins at 4 a.m. And have a great tomorrow.